Thank you, good evening. I'm sorry I missed out on, was it capoeiro that you were doing out there? All that? No. That comes later. I'll definitely stay tonight for that. William Blake, as we know, was an incarnation of Sri Bhairava in England in the period of the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
Should I translate you?
Yeah.
William Blake viveu no período da Revolução Industrial e ele, como todos sabem, foi uma encarnação de Sri Bhairava.
A period of colonial expansion and aggression.
Ele viveu durante um período de expansão colonial e muita agressão por parte da Inglaterra.
I apologize in advance for being English.
Ele está pedindo desculpa por ser inglês.
Actually, it's not true. Only my accent is English.
Ele diz que ele não é inglês, é só o sotaque dele que é de inglês, viu, gente?
Thank you. I am a Sahajogi. We are Sahajogis.
Somos Sahajogis, ele também.
The reason I mention it is because it was a time a little bit like ours when humanity had got disconnected from its roots in nature and from its soul.
A razão pela qual ele está mencionando essa época histórica é porque essa época era muito parecida com a nossa, durante a qual a humanidade se desconectou das suas raízes e da sua alma.
And William Blake dedicated his entire life to the awakening of the spirit.
E William Blake dedicou toda a sua vida para o despertar do espírito.
The sleeping giant of humanity he called Albion.
O gigante adormecido que é a humanidade, ele chamou de Albion.
Through the awakening of the Adi Shakti, who he called Jerusalem.
E através do despertar que a Adi Shakti trouxe, ele chamou-a de Jerusalém.
And so much more could be said about him, but he was also profoundly compassionate.
Muito mais poderia ser dito sobre ele, mas muito importante dizer que ele era profundamente compassivo.
He empathized with the people around him, the children, the poor children running shoeless in the London streets, the chimney sweepers.
Ele tinha grande compaixão pela grande pobreza que existia na época, as crianças sem sapato correndo pelas ruas, os limpadores de chaminés que tinham uma vida terrível naquela época.
And, of course, an avid campaigner against slavery.
E ele era profundamente contra a escravidão e ele verbalizava isso.
So one of the songs tonight is called The Little Black Boy.
Uma das canções que ele vai cantar hoje à noite se chama O Pequeno Menino Negro.
And but most of all, he was working against the slavery of our mind and to liberate ourselves from mental slavery.
Mas principalmente ele trabalhava contra a escravidão da alma e para que nós nos liberássemos dessa escravidão mental.
So he was the precursor of the age of enlightenment that Sri Mataji, with her advent, activated.
Ele foi o precursor da era da iluminação que foi iniciada com o advento de Sri Mataji.
But he was alone, and we are many.
Mas ele estava só e nós somos muitos.
But his message is still relevant today because it can inspire us to move and act. As Mother was saying, that men will become prophets.
A mensagem dele é muito relevante até hoje em dia, que pode nos inspirar a tomar ação, a nos mover e, como Sri Mataji disse, os homens, os seres humanos, se tornarão profetas.
A prophet isn't someone who just looks to the future.
Um profeta não é uma pessoa que simplesmente prevê o futuro,
but is conscious of the eternal moment and what is eternal in all time and true in all time.
O profeta é uma pessoa que é consciente da eternidade no momento presente e da eternidade em todos os tempos.
So the first song is My Pretty Rose Tree, and I would like to say that I'm here with my dear, dear friends from the Central Tour and from
Ele está aqui com seus muito bons amigos do Tour Central e a primeira música será...
And also Marcelo and Marcus who are joining us. I'm not sure if Marcus is still here, but we're very thankful for Marcelo, and that way we can be not just Victor Vertunni, but Victor Vertunni and friends.
Então, dessa forma, a apresentação será de Victor Vertunni e amigos. E a primeira canção se chama My Pretty Rose Tree, a minha bela árvore, a minha bela roseira.
This arrangement has been created today, so bear with us, please. Be very kind.
O arranjo foi criado hoje, o arranjo deste grupo foi criado hoje, então, por favor, tenham paciência com a apresentação.
Jai Shri Mataji. Flower was offered to me, such a flower as May never bore. But I said I've a pretty rose tree, and I passed the sweet flower o'er. I passed the sweet flower o'er, and I went to my pretty rose tree to tend by day and by night. But my rose turned away with jealousy, and her thorns are my only delight. Offered to me, such a flower as May never bore. But I said I've a pretty rose tree, and I passed the sweet flower o'er. I passed the sweet flower o'er, and I went to my pretty rose tree to tend by day and by night. But my rose turned away with jealousy, and her thorns are my only delight. Offered to me, such a flower as May never bore. But I said I've a pretty rose tree, and I passed the sweet flower o'er. I passed the sweet flower o'er, and I went to my pretty rose tree to tend by day and by night. But my rose turned away with jealousy, and her thorns are my only delight. Her thorns are my only delight. Her thorns are my only delight. was offered to me, such a flower as May never bore. But I said I've a pretty rose tree, and I passed the sweet flower o'er, 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 and I went to my pretty rose tree to tend by day and by night, with my rose turned away with jealousy, and her thorns are my only delight. Her thorns are my only delight. Her thorns are my only delight. Anya, Gianni, Igor, Marcel, and Maha Marcus. Trying to create a kind of a fusion, and the next song is important, and it's called The Little Black Boy, and I'd like it to be translated into Portuguese. Poliana, could you please share this poem?
Minha mãe me pariu no interior selvagem do sul. E eu sou negra, mas ó, minha alma é branca. Mas eu sou negra, como se privada de luz. Minha mãe me ensinou debaixo de uma árvore, e sentando-se antes do calor do dia, ela me tomou no colo e me beijou. E apontando para o leste, começou a dizer: olhe para o sol nascente, ali Deus vive, e dá sua luz e seu calor, e flores, árvores, animais e homens recebem conforto pela manhã, alegria ao meio-dia. E somos colocados na terra por um breve período, para que possamos aprender a suportar os raios do amor. E estes corpos negros e este rosto queimado de sol não passam de uma nuvem, como que um bosque sombreado. Pois quando nossas almas aprenderem a suportar o calor, a nuvem se dissipará. Ouviremos a sua voz, dizendo: saia do bosque, meu amor e cuidado, e ao meu redor da minha tenda dourada, como cordeiros, alegrem-se. Assim disse minha mãe, e me beijou. E assim eu digo ao pequeno menino inglês, quando eu estiver livre da nuvem negra e ele da branca, e ao redor da tenda de Deus, como que cordeiro, nos alegrarmos, eu o protegerei do calor até que ele possa suportá-lo, para se apoiar com alegria no colo de nosso Pai. E então eu ficarei de pé e acariciarei seus cabelos prateados, e serei como ele, e então ele me amará. William Blake.
My mother bore me in the southern wild, and I am black, but all my soul is white. White as an angel is the English child, but I am black as if bereaved of light. My mother taught me underneath the tree, and sitting down before the heat of day, she took me on her lap and kissed me, pointing to the east, began to say, look on the rising sun, there God does live and give his light and give his heat away. And flowers and trees and beast and man receive comfort and morning joy in the noonday. And we are put on earth, a little space, that we may learn to bear the beams of love. And these black bodies and this sunburnt face is but a cloud and like a shady grove. For when our souls have learned the heat to bear, the cloud will vanish and we shall hear his voice, saying, come out of the grove, my love and care, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice. Look on the rising sun, there God does live and give his light and give his heat away. And flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort and morning joy in the noonday. Thus did my mother say and kissed me, and thus I say to little English boy, when I from black and he from white cloud free, and round the golden tent like lambs we joy, I'll shade him from the heat till he can bear to lean in joy upon our Father's knee, and then I'll come and stroke his silver hair and be like him, and he will then love me. Look on the rising sun, there God does live and give his light and give his heat away. And flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort and morning joy in the noonday. Thank you to all my friends, my brothers, my compatriots on the Central Tour and beyond. Brazil, thank you so much, Deshi Mataji. And all these songs are dedicated to our beloved mother who has taught us that love is the only force that can change everything. Deshi Mataji.